besties. Welcome to day one of summerween. As seems to be the trend with this readathon, you are catching us on the tail end of vacation. So I'm gonna read some things with you in this 1 and 2 day vlog. Then I take day 3 off to drive home and have a live show for this book. And then we'll do a couple more days back at home. This is a readathon my friend Gabby runs, and it's all about reading mystery, thriller, horror books in the summertime. And I'm gonna try to read 2 books in these 2 days. This one, because it's about vacations, it's called Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies. And then this one, because it's my book club pick that I have a discussion about in just a couple days, You Know What You Did by Ki Nguyen. We're currently just outside of Squamish. I'll show you the ocean. There it is. You can see right there. And then the room that we have is so crazy. It's like this big bathroom, tub, giant like cave shower over there. There's skylights, a little sitting area, obviously the deck. I hear music downstairs. I haven't been downstairs yet, but I need to make my family breakfast. Here's the rest of the tour. Big shower, open to the stairs. Liam's room's in here. I'm not sure if he's awake. Here's the front door. Here's my husband.
Hi.
Is Liam awake?
I haven't seen it.
And here's the kitchen. Look at the kitchen. Here's breakfast. That's a croissant I bought from this little bakery, and I hope it's good. And then avocado and eggs and cheese and bacon. We don't really have much planned today, so I think that I can get like a good chunk of this done. I brought my tabs and my pencil so I could take some notes and like plan a live show. This isn't like the perfect vacation chill read because I can't just shut my mind off. I need to be like paying attention and planning the discussion for the live show and what I want to say about it. But then tomorrow's read will be very vacation-y. So let's see how much I can get through this in like an hour.
Climbing through my window, I know true love will walk through the door. You slither like a serpent, slipping through the cracks we've yet to explore.
So I made my way to part 2, and I'm really liking this book, but not for it being a thriller or mystery. Yes, there isn't really a big mystery yet. This is my book club pick, and I need to remind myself what's happening. She wakes up in a hotel room naked next to a lifeless body. That has not happened. What has happened is our main character, Annie's mother, has died at the very beginning, and she is grieving differently than I guess what people expect her to. And so people think that she is struggling more than maybe she is. She feels very responsible for her mother's death, and I think the implication is that she caused it, but she didn't kill her, she didn't stab her mother. But obviously this is impacting her more than she's acknowledging, and her OCD symptoms are increasing. And there's been some, I don't want to say triggering scenes, but I had to like put the book down for a second a couple times because it's just reminding me of ways that I used to feel and things that I used to go through, and not things that I'm currently struggling with. But it's very evident to me that this is written by somebody with obsessive compulsive disorder. The constant convincing yourself that something happened and you just don't remember it because you'll get stuck. And I just think the blackouts are written so incredibly well, because it's not like she's washing a dish 20 times and it's explaining that she's washing a dish 20 times. And obviously that's not the only way that OCD will manifest, but for her, there's contamination associated with it. And it doesn't just talk about her in these rituals and having these thoughts. It's like, it'll just skip forward, and suddenly her husband will be in the room and he'll be like, the eggs are burning, what happened? And she's like, it was only 30 seconds that I was washing this dish. And then she'll think about it and remember that like, no, she rinsed it out the first time and then it wasn't clean, and she did it again, and she did it again, and she did it again, and she lost time. And then there will be a driving scene and she'll just convince herself that she hit someone or that something horrific happened and her brain is just protecting her from it, but she can't remember it. And that's just a very real feeling and fear. I was gonna say I like the dynamic, but I don't like the dynamic between these family members because they're all really struggling. She has a teenage daughter. Her and her husband have a bit of tension between them, but they obviously have this really loving relationship. And then they have this daughter who is challenging them, who is pushing boundaries. And I like seeing that. I like how everything is being explored. As a mystery thriller, I wonder if my book club members are struggling, because while I'm interested, it's obviously not because there has been something that I'm curious and wondering and able to put the clues together for. But we'll see how it continues. It's dinner time. We have been out all day. We just wandered around Squamish. We went to the beach for a while. I read on the beach. I collected rocks for my current rock jar collection for every beach that I go to. It's nice and full. Also, Liam collected plenty of rocks to skip in the water. I just realized I left the door open. I hope that's not loud. It does get hot in this house. But now, Rob is watching a show. Liam's staring at his phone. I'm gonna finish my book. I haven't quite made it to part 3. I have this much to go. But at this point, let's see, 250 pages in, still not much has happened. Things have happened, but the pitch of the book is just different. And I wanted to film, I am making a whole summerween like bonus episode with just a couple extra clips for each book for my channel members at the end of the week. And I feel like there's just not that much to even talk about with this one yet. Let me clarify, there has been a mystery presented, but because it's not the one in the synopsis, I just feel like maybe mentally I'm not as invested as I would be in that mystery if I didn't think that it was the side mystery of the book. If I went into it not knowing anything, maybe I would care more, because there are things to wonder, things to ponder, things that maybe I could sit down and write out all of the characters and all of my thoughts and connect the dots and maybe figure out what has happened to the person that it happened to. But I'm also just sitting here waiting for the other shoe to drop. There's a little bit of blackmail, a little bit of infidelity. There are flashbacks that I wasn't expecting to be such an important portion of this. But because we're also like only through Annie's point of view, I feel like I don't care too much about what her husband is up to and the things that she's wondering if her husband is up to. So maybe if that does turn out to be something interesting, I would have liked him to have his own POV. But I'm gonna wrap this up now and then go watch some episodes of The Bear with Rob. So I'll see you in just a sec. Oh my God, it looks so angelic over here. The sun is setting. I finished my book and I'm glad that this is a reading vlog and not like a wrap up, an experiment where I feel like I have to give you my rating because I'm gonna sit on it for a minute. I need to send over my question discussions for my co-host so we can have our live show in just a couple days. I need to think things through. And usually while I write all that out, I figure out how I feel about the book myself. Overall, I wanted this to be more impressive. I wanted it to be smarter. I wanted it to take me down some different paths, but I also understand that it's a debut and it also did things that I enjoy. But as far as the mystery thriller section of it, even outside of being a little misleading in the synopsis, I just don't think it did those aspects well. In my opinion, there's only like one thing that could really be happening if this is to be a traditional mystery and we're supposed to feel about characters the way you traditionally feel about mystery characters, and if the author's just like hitting all the beats that you typically hit. There was definitely the opportunity for this to be shocking and surprising if she was gonna take this somewhere like wild and crazy and just like come out with her first book, do something twisted. But it turned out to be exactly what I think a lot of people are expecting it to be. And this is how you're gonna build a successful mystery writing career. You start out with something expected and then maybe there's the opportunity to do something more unexpected, for lack of a better word, in the future. And I will read more from this author, though I didn't enjoy this book. The reading process just went down for me throughout the day. I enjoyed it less and less. Everything that was introduced, I started getting like irritated by the way that it was written. There was also certain moments where there was flashbacks or there was jump forwards that I just didn't like the placement of. There was so much positive about the representation and I liked the writing. Overall, it was a little simple, though it did have some thrilling aspects that people are looking for. I'm landing probably just under a 3, talking out loud about it. I think that's where I am. So I will see you tomorrow for book and day number 2. Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of Summerween. Today I'm reading Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies. I read the first chapter of this in the Summerween TBR that you probably, maybe, hopefully watched. And it's about an author who wrote this book series based on real life events of her and a guy that she met and started dating. I think his name's Carl and her name's Eleanor, or Connor, his name's Connor. Her name's Eleanor, and she's come out with this really successful book series, and he has claimed some of the money from it because he's an inspiration for a character. She didn't change the names, and so he feels very invested in the series continuing. And Eleanor wants the series to end. She's ready to move on, do something else, and kill Connor in the book. But before that can happen, before he finds out about it and makes a big stink about it, somebody is threatening the real Connor's life. And it's while they're on this book tour, vacation together, a bunch of there's some other authors, there's a bunch of fans of the book, her agent, her sister. The opening was really fun and direct to reader, which is something that I really like. It feels a little bit like Finley Donovan vibes. So I'm gonna make breakfast, read a little bit of this, eat breakfast, read a little bit of this, sit outside, read a little bit of this.
You counted down from the weekdays. I could take you up. What do you say?
Okay, I'm about 100 pages in and not much has really happened yet. But before I tell you about this book, I want to tell you about these blinds. I'm gonna buy these blinds as soon as I get home because I've been wanting new ones. And these ones, like they're regular blinds. And then I just realized if I pull them down, because I accidentally pulled the wrong string, because that one pulls them all the way up. But this one just creates like the perfect diffused lighting for like filming in front of. And now I need them in my life. You can't really tell because I'm in the white, but there you go. See, it's like you can still kind of see through it. It's probably not revolutionary, but I just have really shitty blinds in my house. This lighting is incredible. As opposed to if I just opened it all the way. See, like that's a little harsh. I hope they're not expensive because I need them. There's just something about staying in a Verbo. I'll link this place down below in case anybody wants to stay here. There's just something about ones that you can tell or the people hosting actually live in and they just rent out like occasionally, but it is someone's like primary residence because things just are so much more comfy. Like the bed is actually comfortable. The pillows are incredible. The blanket is great. The couch is comfortable. That beach one that we usually stay at in Campbell River every summer, it's so pretty and it's so worth it because it's on the ocean, but it's such an uncomfortable place to sit, to lay down, to lounge, which is fine if you're spending most of your time outside anyway. But I wanted a place where we could actually just like chill and everything's cozy. So 100 pages in, not really much has happened. We've gotten backstory about things like why her and Connor didn't work out. And there's like this kind of stalker fan who's on the trip. And Connor is convinced that somebody on the vacation with them is the one who's targeting him for various reasons. But it's just that all of these weird things have happened to him. People like are getting hurt around him. People are stealing things from him. And he thinks that his life is in danger and he's convincing everybody else of that. So that's pretty much where we're at. Nothing deadly has occurred. And I also won't spoil if it does because I don't think it says in here if Connor like ever actually dies, if that's the mystery they're trying to solve, or if it's just this like threat. Maybe there's a different murder that happens and they have to solve that. But anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. Eventually, when the wind dies down a little bit, we're gonna go take the gondola up because this is our last full day here and we wanna go to the top of the mountain. Also, I think we need to run into Vancouver to grab some things. But I'll check in with you when I have reading updates.
Baby, bring a parachute, 'cause this one's gonna hurt for sure, for sure. Take me falling down
gondola. It's not the gondola that goes up the mountain, it's the gondola that you sit in and you eat in. So I thought I would update you. I tried to go for a hike up here in my Birkenstocks. It didn't go well. I'm wearing this shirt that I just got at Metrotown, and I feel like though this one is based in Italy, this has the same vibes that make me feel like I'm on a European vacation rather than here, which is just as lovely. Well, I wouldn't know, I've never been. My book hasn't gotten too much more action-packed, but I'm really liking the writing of it. It's reminding me of Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, where it's breaking the fourth wall, talking directly to the reader, saying things like, oh, you've probably guessed this is gonna happen, or we'll come back to this later. And then it's talking about like tropes of a mystery book, because obviously she's an author herself, and she's like, oh, you know how when you read mystery books, it talks about death all the time. There's all these death idioms and references, and this is one of those. So like, keep an eye out for this. And it's very fun to read. And the way it's referencing like Goodreads and influencers and author experience, it's definitely written by a seasoned author, though this is a debut. But it's not, because it's actually just a pseudonym of Catherine Mackenzie, who I've read a book from before and really liked it. And I can't remember if I knew that this was by her or if I thought this was a brand new author. But I was just recommending a book by her in my like summer thriller reel and TikTok, and you can definitely tell that it's by an author who knows a lot about like the industry. And she's talking about TikTok authors and how people are rising to fame so quickly, and how she's like she's been around for a while and people aren't taking her seriously. She doesn't have like the same instant fame that people have. It's a very in the moment kind of book. I wonder if this type of thing will hold up like 20 years from now, but does it need to? I don't know. We're going down. On the way up we had to share a gondola, but on the way down it's just for us. Is everybody having a good time?
Yeah. No.
Oh, I'm scared.
It's a lot windier on the way down, apparently.
It's
the same.
Can you guys?
I just said a fact. He's just trying
I'm
to
gonna
fight. It's the same.
I could be like a real mom on vacation. No more fighting. I'll turn this gondola around. I thought it'd be like a chill one, just like the one at like ski hills we've been on, but it's a lot steeper. Is this tipping and
Yeah.
framing me? So I already stained my can shirt. I spilled ice cream on it, which, can I just tell you, the best ice cream I've ever had, I had today at the gondola. It was called what was it called? Proggery? It was ice cream, but it came in a donut. I didn't even take a picture. It was so phenomenal. I just instantly ate it. And then I dripped it all over myself. So best thing about this place is they have a washer dryer. Worst thing about this place, well, there's a lot of construction happening because they're kind of like building up this little town. Can you call it a town? Also, worst thing, they don't have bowls. Like they've really tiny like cereal bowls, and I need a big yogurt bowl for dinner, and so I put it in a I put it in a plate. Somebody in a recent video told me to put watermelon in my yogurt. Changed my life. Thank you to whoever you were for this. Anyway, my book's going well. We have crumble cookies to try for tomorrow. It's just really fun. It's just a fun, silly mystery book. I'm gonna finish it in the bath in just a second. And I definitely have my theories, but like not really, because it could kind of be anybody. There's all these people on this trip that I told you about. And the author's done a great job of setting all of them up to be responsible for something. Like everybody has a motive. Hey, it's me again, doing that thing where I'm trying to talk myself out of a 5-star because I don't think this is one of the best books I've ever read. And I'm also thinking, like, is it just because yesterday's book was so unimpressive that this did it for me? And also, am I just succumbing to the pressure? I just put out a video where I talked about that I haven't had a 5-star mystery yet this year. And so like, is this the moment? Am I gonna give this a 5-star? I think I am. And I haven't given a cozy mystery that in over a year, but this is just a really good mix of 2 other books that I gave 5 stars. And I don't think that this is as good. Like I kind of don't think it's as good as either of them, but because both of those books ended up on my favorites list of their respective years, I'm looking at this thinking, is this also going to qualify for my top 10 of the year? And it's not, but I still I think it's a 5. It's not shocking, but I don't really care. I don't think this is gonna be everybody's favorite. You also really have to love the direct-to-reader style to get into this. I don't wanna set anyone's expectations that like, this is such an incredible cast of characters, it's really twisty, it's really fascinating, it's really atmospheric. It's not really any of those things. It's just the way that it's written is so fun. There's a whole section where she's like, okay, let's talk about everything we've learned so far. And now it's your turn to piece together all of these clues and figure things out. And then when you turn the page, here's what's gonna happen in the next like chapter. I could have used even more gimmicks like that, but the footnotes were fun. It's a perfect type of narration and main character to me that's very self-aware, letting us in on things piece by piece, but she's also just aware that she's doing it. And she's saying like, I'm gonna tell you this a chapter from now. I'm gonna leave this on a cliffhanger like you would see in your traditional mystery book. I had a really good time with it. Like I was smiling while I was reading it. There are deaths that occur, there's plenty of suspects, and she also gives you reasons why it could be any of them. So it's just fun to like puzzle together. And I'm gonna give it a 5. I am gonna give it a 5. Talk to myself into it. Now, the last thing I need to update you on is the Instagram challenges, because the first day was just to post your TBR. The second day was to post a bookshelf, or no, it was purple, pink, and orange to represent a sunset. So you could do like books, you could do book spines. I chose to organize my bookshelf before I left the house because I knew this challenge was coming. And then tomorrow, we will be driving home. And so today I filmed, just like every time that I picked this up and read a little bit of it, I filmed a quick clip, and I'm gonna put it together in a reel that's what the challenge is. It's to do a reel of your reading routine, and it was kind of my reading routine. I don't know, but hopefully I can edit all of that together and it'll work out. And I'll see you really quickly tomorrow because we're gonna try crumble cookies. I have them, and I just have a big fear that I'm gonna be allergic, and so I'm waiting until we're only a couple hours from home before trying them, because I didn't bring my allergy medication. I'm very lucky I didn't have any reactions while we were away on vacation, but if something's gonna do it, it's gonna be crumble. So I'll see you tomorrow for a quick taste test when we're on our way home. We're on the way home, so we're gonna taste our crumble cookies for the first time. We went to the only location in British Columbia, and I'm kind of sad about this week's options because I know last week there was like chocolate pretzel, there was like something called a honey bun that just sounds right up my alley. This week it seems very American. There's like
apple pie, birthday cake, Patriot.
Well, that one comes with all of the American colors if you're in the States, but ours just comes with red and white. And then this one's cornbread, which feels like very American. S'mores for like, you know, the camping joy of life. We have a cake, a strawberry cake, and I think this one's just like the classic chocolate chip. I think we should start here. Do you love it?
Straight texture.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Perfectly cooked too.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
They're gooey, they're soft, but they're not like not cooked.
Yeah.
What do you want to do next?
Whatever that one is.
The cornbread?
Is that what it is? Never had it before. I had chocolate chip cookie. Cornbread, I don't even know what it tastes like.
Cornbread isn't a type of cookie.
Oh.
It's a type of bread.
It's in the name. Makes sense.
And this might be just like butter. It held up. How's the texture of cornbread?
It's good.
I like that more than I thought it would. 7 out of 10.
6. It's good though.
This is not a cookie.
It's a goddamn pie.
It's a tart. I don't really like apple pie. So
Really?
No, I don't really. Do you?
Love it.
I'm only feeding him because he's holding the box. We're not weird, I swear.
Wow.
Wow, good?
Yeah.
Wow, flavorful.
Everything I don't like about a pie is remedied by this cookie. A little thicker base.
It's not as sweet as I thought it could be. In a good way. This just seems like a really classic sugar cookie, so I can't imagine it.
It's called birthday cake.
Way too much icing. How much was each cookie?
$30 for the whole thing. $5.
How much was each cookie?
$5.
That one's not worth $5. S'more. Did I rate that one?
No.
6. Oh, it's a real marshmallow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
There's whole chocolate chips in it.
Get that whole thing in. You deserve it.
What?
Yeah. Happy birthday, kid.
This one's a 9.
Yeah.
I need water.
Good thing we're next to the ocean, I guess.
Pause for us to find a fork. We have secured a fork for the final tasting. I don't want to pick it up.
What the hell?
Like, it's called crumble cookies, but they also make cake, I guess. I've heard that their cookies are made with cake mix. I don't know if that's true.
Is it good?
Yeah, but I don't like cake. This is so big.
Wow, that's really good. How is that the same price as the little cookie? It's crazy.
Are they priced individually, or did you pay $30 for all of them?
I paid $30 for all of them, but they're
Right, so-
still just considered one cookie, and you can buy them individually for $4.50.
They can't all be the same price. Maybe eat half of this and I can give it to him. I don't know what else to
No,
do
yeah.
with this. This isn't gonna
Yeah.
last much longer. That's the end of day 1 and 2 and a little bit of day 3 for Summerween. And I'll see you in a couple days with the next vlog. Bye.